So here's another great optical illusion. This one is based on how the visual system processes the concept of color. Now, color, I want to distinguish from wavelength. These terms are often used interchangeably, but an illusion like this actually shows us how they're different. See, the frequency of light or wavelength of light coming into our eye, that is one thing, right? That is a physical phenomenon. Color, however, is really a conceptual phenomenon, and it is relative to the environment in which it is perceived. If you look at this cube right here, you'll see all of these multicolored squares on each side. And what's interesting is that the wavelength or frequency of the color coming from the center square of all three visible sides is identical. And yet the color of those three squares is fundamentally different. And I'll prove that in a moment. But in the meantime, I want you to look at them and notice no matter how hard you try, you will see them as different colors because with respect to what surrounds them, the color is different. Because color is by definition relative. It is relative to the environment. That is what it was adapted to do. The goal of color perception from an evolutionary standpoint is to identify certain objects as different from other objects. And so in this case, a color like red is red precisely because it is more of something than the environment around it. And so if the light changes in the environment, right, if instead of a white light, it is a blue hue, we want to still perceive the red consistently so that we know, oh, that's a dangerous object. Now let me show you what it looks like when I put all three squares together. Okay. So it's not clean. What I've done is I've actually in Photoshop simply taken the top and side square and moved pieces of them next to that center square in the front, and you can see those are now clearly the same frequency of light coming to the eye, and now they all again look the same color because they share the same surround. I think it's pretty cool. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll work on the next one later this week. As always, if you like this content, please don't forget to follow, like, and comment.